Hello everyone, it's Eileen and welcome to another vlog. Alam niyo, most people think RMD is only for retirees. Pero honestly, if you're in your 40s or 50s, ngayon pa lang you should know how this works. Why? Because one mistake can cost you penalties, higher taxes, and even higher Medicare premiums later. So in this video, I'll break this down in the simplest way na madaling maintindihan para maiwasan yung problema before it even happens. So let's start it's super simple. So ano nga bang RMD? What does it stand for? RMD means Required Minimum Distribution. Ito yung minimum amount na kailangan mong i-withdraw every year from certain accounts whether you need the money or not. Bakit required? Kasi pre-tax na yung pera. Meaning, you never pay taxes on it nung nilagay mo sa traditional IRA or 401k. So ngayon, si Uncle Sam will collect the tax that is due naman. So since this traditional IRA and 401ks are tax deferred, you were able to grow your money without paying taxes. So parang nauna ka na nakinabang doon sa pera na yon at the front end. So ngayon, maniningil na si Uncle Sam at the back end. Sa Roth IRA naman, wala siyang RMD because you paid taxes already up front. So whatever you make with the investment sa Roth IRA, wala nang pakialam ang IRS doon. Now, yung next tanong is, when do you start RMD? Right now, RMD start at the age of 73. But starting 2033, magiging 75 na yon. Tapos you have like two choices or options on how to withdraw your first RMD. So the first option is withdraw the same year you turn 73. So let's say you turn 73 next year, 2026, diba? Let's say June 30, you turn 73. Now you can take your first RMD on the same year at 2026. Or the second option is you delay it to April of the following year. Pero reminder pag di-delay mo, you'll be taking 2 RMDs in 1 year. Ang result is going to be higher income for you, possible higher taxes, and yes, tataas ang Medicare premiums mo. Kasi Medicare premiums are income-based. Mas mataas ang income mo, mas mataas ang IRMA surcharge mo. IRMA stands for Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. You will pay more sa Medicare if you go over the income threshold. And I'm sure you don't want to do this, di ba? So how are RMDs calculated? Super simple lang din yung computation yan. Kunyari, you turned 73 this year, 2025, di ba? So you look at your 2024 December 31st balance of all your accounts, yung from your traditional IRA or from your 401k. Then look at your age. Gagamitin mo yung IRS, yung life expectancy factor. May table yan ito yon. And thirdly, divide it by the IRS life expectancy factor. So example let's say meron kang 200,000 as of December 31st, 2024. Kasi kino-compute natin yung 4 RMD mo for this year. And you are 73. Tapos yung factor na yon is 26.5. So 200,000 divided by 26.5 is like $7,500. So yun yung RMD mo. That's how much you need to withdraw from your accounts for that year. Pero good news brokerage companies compute this for you so you really don't have to worry about it. Pero maganda pa rin is like you understand para you can plan for it, mag-strategize ka so you don't have to pay a lot of tax later on. So balikan lang natin. So what accounts are affected and what are the withdrawal rules? Kasi nga sinabi natin earlier that RMDs apply sa mga tax-deferred accounts. Yung hindi pa nababayaran ng mga taxes, di ba? Tulad ng traditional IRA at saka mga 401. Ang Roth IRA naman, no RMD kasi tax-paid nga. Now, important ito kasi madaming nako-confuse. So ang tanong dun is, do you take RMDs from each IRA account separately? Kasi merong ibang mga tao na they have like different IRA accounts sa mga different brokerages company or sa mga iba't ibang bangko, di ba? So for traditional IRAs, you can total all your IRA balances and compute 1 RMD using your life expectancy factor. Tapos you can withdraw the total from any IRA, kahit isang account lang, or pwedeng hiwa-hiwalay. So example kunyari meron kang 3 IRA accounts. You have 1, 2, and 3. Kunyari yung total nun, ang RMD mo is let's say $7,500. So you can either take it from either one of these accounts, yung buong amount, or you can withdraw a portion from each account. So sabihin natin 2,500 here, another 2,000 here, and another 3,000 here. So traditional IRA, pwede yon. As long as you withdraw the total amount, walang problema. So sa 401k naman, iba ang ruling doon. You have to compute the RMD separate. So let's say yung isang 401k account mo, ang RMD mo is 3,000 doon. You have to take it from that account. Doon mo pwedeng i-withdraw yung pera. Kunyari, another 401k account naman, meron kang RMD doon na 2,000. So kailangan, doon mo pa rin kunin yung RMD amount na yon. So ang difference is traditional IRA accounts, you can take the RMDs from any of those accounts that you have. Ang 401k, you have to withdraw it specifically from that account lang. So now you know which accounts are affected and how the withdrawals work, right? Pero ito ang madalas na nakakalimutan ng mga tao. Even if you're not 73, this matters. Bakit? Because the way your accounts are set up today will affect how big your RMDs will be in the future. Because RMD can, number 1, push you into a higher bracket. Number 2, it can increase your Medicare premiums. Number 3, tax more of your Social Security. Pwedeng tumaas ang taxation nun sa Social Security mo. And number 4, you may be forced to withdraw more than what you need. So pag mas maaga mo siya naintindihan, the more you can avoid these problems and penalties. Now, ang pinaka-importanting part ng RMD. If you forget to withdraw your RMDs, alam niyo ba ang penalty doon is 25% of the amount na dapat mo withdraw. If you are required to withdraw $10,000 this year, pero nakalimutan mo, the IRS can charge you 25%. That's $2,500, no? Ang laki kaya nun. Pero the good news is, if you correct this error within 2 years, you can file a request with the IRS at pwedeng bumaba yung penalty mo by 10%. Kaya talaga super important na alam mo kung magkano yung RMD mo every year. Kasi one mistake, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. So pag-usapan natin ng mga strategies naman. One of the most common strategies people use is to start withdrawing early while taxes are low. Ito yung strategy that a lot of people use. Kung retired ka na, pero nasa low tax bracket ka, you can start taking small withdrawals from your traditional IRA before you turn 73. People do this para hindi masyadong mataas ang RMD mo later. Figure out how much you can withdraw para hindi ka pumasok sa higher tax bracket and hindi ka matax more sa Social Security. And make sure that you're within also the threshold para hindi lalaki ang Medicare premiums mo. So example ha, let's say you retired at 65. Low tax bracket ka kasi hindi ka na nag-work, di ba? So let's say you start taking 20,000 per year. So that means you pay tax now when yung tax bracket mo is low. Tapos yung RMD mo at 73 becomes much smaller. Kasi nga nababawasan yun, di ba? And then you avoid being pushed into a higher bracket later. So dito, you spread the withdrawals and it reduces future RMDs. And then after you withdraw naman, ang tanong naman ng iba ay, can I invest it? Yes, you can. Kung hindi mo naman kailangan yung pera, di ba? Pwede mo siyang ilagay sa Roth IRA via Roth conversion. Kasi even without earned income, yung conversion is allowed anytime. Kasi you pay taxes on that one. Or you can either put it also in a regular brokerage account, yung mga index funds, yung mga ETFs, yung mga dividend stocks, yung mga ganon. So if you put it sa Roth, you pay tax one time and then it grows tax-free forever. No RMDs na. Pag nilagay mo naman sa taxable account, you pay taxes now on the withdrawn amount and once invested, you pay tax again on the gains when you sell. Kaya that's why a lot of people do the conversion usually kasi it's smarter, especially for long-term yon. So RMD sounds complicated but once you understand the basics, ang dami mo pwedeng iwasang penalties, higher taxes, at surprises. I hope this video helps you plan early, especially if you're still in your 40s and 50s. You don't have to be like, sabi ko nga, you don't have to be 73 to start thinking about this. And your future self will thank you for it. Kung may questions pa kayo about RMD, Roth conversions, or withdrawal strategies, comment lang and I'll try to cover it next time. So I hope you learned something today that will help you plan for your RMDs. If you're new to our channel, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!